Most Excel users still combine data using lookup formulas. But when your data lives across multiple tables, that approach quickly becomes slow, messy, and difficult to manage. In this video, I'll show you how to use Power Pivot to connect tables, build smarter reports, and create powerful calculations. All without filling your workbook with endless formulas. Okay, let's get started. Let's say you're managing sales data for a retail company. Your store information is in one table, employee details are in another, and sales transactions are in a third. Building a report sounds simple until you realize the sales table doesn't include things like store name or region. Most users solve this with multiple XLOOKUPs. Type equals XLOOKUP. First, select the store ID in cell D2. This is the value Excel will look for. Next, go to the stores sheet and select the store ID column as the lookup array. Make it absolute by pressing F4. Then select the store name and region column as the return array. Make it absolute. Type not found as the optional result if no match is found. Close the parenthesis and press enter. Excel returns the matching store name and region instantly. To fill the formula down for the remaining records, simply drag it down. But that quickly creates a larger, slower, and harder to manage workbook. Instead, let's use Power Pivot, the smarter way to connect data and build reports. To enable Power Pivot, go to File, choose Options, and select Add-ins. At the bottom, change the drop-down to COM Add-ins. Click Go. Check Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel. Then hit OK. You'll now see a new Power Pivot tab on the Excel ribbon. That's where the magic happens. Before building our model, let's convert each dataset into an Excel table by pressing Ctrl+T. Hit Enter. Repeat the same process for employees and sales. Next, give each table a meaningful name. For example, sales, employees, and stores. Naming your tables properly makes everything easier later. Now we're ready to load them into the data model. Click anywhere in the table, go to the Power Pivot tab, and choose Add to Data Model. Repeat the same process for other sheets. Excel will import each table into the Power Pivot environment. Now let's connect our tables. Switch to Diagram View. You'll see all your tables displayed separately. The sales table contains store IDs. The stores table also contains store IDs. So we'll create a relationship between those fields. Next, the employees table contains store IDs as well. We'll connect employees to stores using that common field. Now Excel understands how these tables relate to one another. This is one of the biggest advantages of Power Pivot. Let's create a pivot table using our data model. Click on Pivot Table. Choose New Worksheet, and hit OK. Now let's build a report. Place region in rows. Place store name beneath region. Instead of relying on standard pivot table calculations, we'll create a DAX measure. In the Pivot Table Fields pane, right-click the sales table name. Choose Add Measure. Call it Total Sales. In the formula box, first I'm using SumX. Think of SumX as a row-by-row calculator. It evaluates each transaction individually, and then adds the results together. Next, I'll select the sales table. This means SumX will go through every row in the sales table. After the comma, I need to tell Excel what calculation to perform for each row. For each row, I'm multiplying unit price by units sold. That gives me the sales value for that transaction. Close the formula. Finally, SumX adds all those row-level calculations together to produce the total sales figure. Hit OK. Now we have a reusable total sales measure that can be used in any pivot table connected to this data model. Suppose management asks, how many employees contributed to sales in each region? A normal count might count the same employee multiple times. That's not what we want. Instead, create another measure using distinct count. Call it total employees. Type equals distinct count. Then add sales employee ID. Close the parenthesis. This counts each employee only once. Hit OK. Now your report shows accurate employee totals. This is a common business requirement, and one of the reasons DAX is so valuable. Let's go one step further. Management wants to know the average sales generated per employee. Now create another measure called average sales per employee. I'm using the divide function. First, I select total sales. This is the value I want to divide. Next, I add total employees. This is the number I'm dividing by. Finally, I enter 0 as the third argument. This tells Excel what to return if there are no employees, and the calculation would normally result in a divide by 0 error. Hit OK. The divide function is recommended in DAX because it's safer than using the slash symbol. It automatically handles errors and keeps your reports clean. And here's where DAX becomes really powerful. Take a look at our pivot table. Each store has its own total sales, total employees, and average sales values. Even though we're using the exact same formulas throughout the report. Now let me add a slicer for employee ID. Notice how all the numbers update instantly. I didn't change a single formula. DAX automatically recalculates the measures based on the filtered data. This is called filter context. In simple terms, DAX only calculates using the data that's currently visible in the report. If you found this tutorial helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who uses Excel at work, and subscribe to Easy Click Learning for more practical Excel tips and tutorials.